Why do kids run away? In my opinion, it's not because they are happy. It's not because they had a wonderful day or they had the best day ever. They won't run away if they have a good home with all the loving parents, food, clothes, money, kindness, and love. Why do they run away? Have you ever got mad as a kid and packed your bags and said you were going to run away but didn't mean it? Well, maybe you wanted attention. You were not going anywhere. Maybe you just wanted your way. And maybe by doing that, you got it. Maybe you packed up your backpack and made it down the driveway or around the corner to your friend's backyard. But after a little while, you forgot you were running away and it was getting dark outside, so you went home. You were getting hungry, so you went home. You couldn't run away if you wanted to. You didn't have the means or the capability. Running away is a serious problem. It's a very serious problem, actually. Kids who run away or are thinking of running away, I think it's 1 in 7 or 1 in 7 kids between the ages of 10 and 18 will run away at some point in their lives. And that's here alone in the United States. That's very sad, and at the same time, it's also very scary if you think about it. Some kids run away out of anger if they get mad. And sometimes that's no fault of their parents. It's just kids having feelings too. Because they do have feelings. And anger is just one of those feelings. In fact, most kids run away due to problems with their families. Some kids run away because of a terrible argument, or some even decide to leave without ever having a fight. They might have done something that they're ashamed of, or they're afraid of, or they just don't want to tell their parents. Other reasons kids run away include abuse, violence in the family, parents separating or divorcing, or the arrival of a new baby, maybe even a new step-parent, a death in the family. Maybe they're having money problems, some type of worries going on. Kids are smart. They know these things. Either the kids or the parents, maybe they're drinking alcohol or doing drugs. They're having problems at school or peer pressures. These kids are failing or dropping out of school, maybe. Maybe they're being bullied. Kids who think about running away might not know how to solve tough problems or don't have adults that will help them. Sometimes a really big problem can make it seem like running away is the only choice that they have. And that's not true, but that's what they think. They're just kids after all. They don't have the mind of these adults. When these kids and these teens are thinking on running away, you probably imagine that there will be no more rules, no parents to tell you what to do, no more fights. It sounds great. It sounds so exciting, right? I mean, just you're free. You can do what you want to do. Hey, I want to be grown, right? I remember those days. You want to be 16. You want to be 18. Then you want to be 21. Oh my God, then how we wish we was 16 again. It's a great idea at the time to these kids and these teens. But in reality, running away is anything but fun. Kids and teens who run away face new problems like not having any money, no food, no place to go that's safe, no safe place to eat or sleep or lay their head, no clean place to lay their head, nobody to look out for them or watch out for them. That's a fact. They have no home, no money, and they become desperate. They do anything just to meet their basic needs. They have to eat. They do get hungry at some point. It's scary out there in the streets, especially for a child or a teenager, and especially if they've gotten far, far, far away from home. In this big evil world, because of this, they often find themselves in risky situations that would be frightening even for us adults. Runaway kids get involved in dangerous crimes much more often than kids who live at home, even bad homes. They have to steal to survive, to eat. They beg, borrow, steal. They go into prostitution. They get trafficked, kidnapping, possibly killed, held against their will, used, badly abused. That is the truth of the matter. They're made to do illegal things. Why not? Adults don't have to do it. The criminals don't have to do it. Not if they found some kid on the street. Hey, I'll give you a place to lay your head. I'll give you a warm meal. You don't have to go dig out the dumpster. You can take a hot shower. You haven't had a shower in a week? Come on. Come on. And they do illegal things. Maybe unknowingly also. Maybe unknowingly. Kids who live on the street often have to steal to meet basic needs. Many take drugs or alcohol to get through the day or through the crisis of being prostituted out and trafficked. They feel nobody cares for them, and they get even more ashamed and more depressed. Some are forced to do things they wouldn't normally do to make money. And the number of kids with HIV or AIDS and other diseases is higher on the streets too, because these kids might use IV drugs or have unprotected sex often for money, many times a day. If you're thinking of running away, it might feel like there's no way to fix problems that are making you think about running away. If you can, tell your mom or dad how you feel. They need to know. They need to know that you're upset, that you're afraid. That you're afraid that they don't love you or want you around, because that's not true. It may be possible to work together as a family to change things for the better. Sometimes talking with a counselor as a family can help. And parents, please listen to your children. Don't say later. Later may be too late. Don't ignore the signs. If a problem is serious, as abuse, and a parent is involved, then talk to a teacher, a counselor, a school, somebody, a good friend's parent, a close relative, or another trusted adult. Let that person help you find somewhere safe to stay. It might be hard to share this secret because you may feel ashamed or afraid of getting someone in trouble, but remember that abuse is never your fault. Another option is to call the National Runaway Switchboard at 800-621-4000. It's open 24 hours a day, and the call is free. The switchboard operators get thousands of calls each year, many from kids who have run away or know someone who has. If your friend wants to run away, or if your friend is thinking about running away, warn him or her about how tough it will be to survive on the streets. Your friend is probably scared and confused. Try to be supportive and help your friend feel less alone. Remind your friend that whatever the problem is, there are other ways to deal with it, even if neither one of you can think of the ways right now. An adult will know how to help. It takes courage to tell an adult that your friend is about to run away, but try to do this as soon as possible. Being a real friend doesn't mean keeping a secret. Secrets make you sick. Secrets are bad. Running away can be an escape. An adolescent may be experiencing bullying, abuse, mental health difficulties, lack of understanding and acceptance, or a host of other risk factors at home. Here's what to do if your child has run away from home. Call the police immediately. Don't wait. Don't do anything else. Just call 911. Report your child is gone. As soon as you learn your child has run away, report them as missing to your local police department. Ask police to enter your child into the NCIC. Call Child Find of America. Spread the word. When they return home, address the problem. You can contact Child Find and get a caseworker at 1-800-I-AM-LOST. That's 1-800-I-AM-LOST. After opening your case, your caseworker will ask if you'd like Child Find to create a missing child poster. We share missing children posters with our national media partners and via social media and raise awareness and expand the network of those searching for your child, says Child Find. I wonder if the Proudfoots did that. I wonder if Katie called Child Find. But Katie, there's the number if you haven't, and you still think Sebastian ran away. Please do so. Sebastian, if you're out there and you can hear this and you can use the phone, please call the 1-800-RUNAWAY, or please call that number I gave you. Tell your community that your child is missing and ask them to look out for your child. Print out the missing child posters and put them on social media. And help when your child runs away. Ask for the help. Social media can help expand the network of searchers for your child. Some parents create Facebook pages and groups dedicated to searching for their children and invite tips on their whereabouts there. Other parents use their personal accounts for that purpose. Your child will most likely see what you share on social media, so consider what you say about them or the situation online. Try to refrain from expressing how angry you are. I couldn't imagine ever being angry. I personally would just want my child found. Please get on there, though, and show your concern for them and your love for your child instead. Ultimately, it's important to show that your child will be welcomed home. And when they return home, address the problem. When your child returns home, it can feel like the situation has been resolved, but it's important to address the problems that caused your child to leave the home in the first place. Tell your child about your concern for their safety and well-being and open the lines of communication. Listen to their perspective and work together. Again, runaway kids get involved in dangerous crimes much more often than kids who live at home. Kids who live on the streets often have to steal to meet basic needs. Many take drugs or alcohol to get through the day because they become so depressed and feel that no one cares about them. It's not safe out there on the streets. If your missing child ran away from home, the police may not look for them around the country. Classification as a runaway often means officers put less effort into looking for a missing child. Under federal rules, runaways also are disqualified for Amber Alerts. Now, the reason Sebastian, they thought he ran away, but he had an Amber Alert because he needed medical attention. A few runaways identify the street as their initial destination when they run away from their home or care. The most common intended destinations are the homes of friends, relatives, and often parents who are caretakers, and they know where the juveniles are staying. According to research, teen runaways are at an elevated risk of emotional disorders such as anxiety, depression, and suicide attempts, at least. Teen runaways are at elevated risk of general health problems. Law enforcement officers may take action to detain a runaway when there is an imminent danger to their safety in situations where there are suspected crimes being committed. About 1/5 of runaways return within 24 hours, and after 1 week, 3/4 of all runaways have returned home to care. 50 less than 1% of runaways never return. That was my 16-year-old cousin. Unfortunately, she was killed. I don't want to see that happen to anybody. Anybody. Not only was she killed, she was killed in her sleep with a blanket over her head, where she went to California with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend left her there, and she had to find a place to stay, and stayed with the wrong people, and somebody come in to kill them. They were in the back room. She was on the couch with her head covered up with a blanket. Wouldn't have saw anything anyway, but it was such a dangerous, full-blown situation I don't feel like getting into, that they didn't want to leave any witnesses and didn't want to take any chances. And, you know, she was unrecognizable. You can imagine they took her head off in her sleep. So this is very important to me. And I don't want to see it to nobody, happen to nobody. And I don't take it lightly, because I know for a fact that most runaways are usually found. Again, 50 or less than 1% of runaways never return. Again, ways to try to find runaways. You can file your missing report. You can contact your local hospitals, jails, and coroner's office. You can do an online search. You can look on online directories. You can utilize social media the correct way without all the drama and lies. You can check their phone's location if they have a phone. You can post photos of the missing person in all the local places. Take your money and place ads in the newspapers, for God's sakes. Contact the local news outlets. You know, utilize the schools, the churches. Use the hotlines for these runaways here. Some other reasons I found kids may run away, or why do they run away? Running away can be an escape. An adolescent may be experiencing bullying, abuse, or mental health difficulties, lack of understanding and acceptance, or a host of other risk factors. I just say, really pay attention to your children, especially if they are an only child. There is zero reason why you shouldn't have time to know all about them and everything that they're doing. It's zero reason why you shouldn't know everything that they're doing. Also, it may not mean much to you, but it is a first-degree misdemeanor, at least here, stiffer in other places, for harboring a runaway. So I suggest, if you are harboring a runaway, don't take the child's word for it. If you think it's something wrong or something at home, please contact the police department. And if you see something, please say something.